Let's go. 2. Good morning, good morning. How we doing, guys? Got the camera's a bit close to my ear, but you all had a heart attack. Let me just get up my... Let's get on to TikTok, and then we'll get amongst it. How's everyone feeling? Everyone had a good weekend? Had a fantastic weekend. Crow's nest, that's all. Come on. We're on. Welcome, guys. Tunage on. No, it's not on. Now we are. Everything's working fine. Fantastic. Okay, guys, if you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe to the channel. We do have a subscribers goal, which is 100 subscribers. It's a brand new channel. Once we hit a target, the goal, I will be giving away something. And it won't be something shit, it'll be something good, right? What you'll actually want. So something will get given away to one of the subscribers, okay? I'm just going to reset this, and then let's get amongst it. We've got a top down going on. Gold looks nice for coming down. So we'll see. Okay, fantastic. Am I on? We are. Okay, guys. Right, welcome to the stream. My name's Peter Crow. I've been trading Forex since 2019, about 6 years now. My stats are unbelievable. I did trade on YouTube about a year and a half ago for about 9 months. And my stats were like amazing. To be honest, it's just my normal stats, but our stats on stream were fantastic. And then I had a little break. We'd started trading back in-house for members. And then I've decided to come back onto YouTube with my own channel. And I trade most weekdays from 8 AM London session. So you're more than welcome to come and join us on here. 3 months of watching these live streams, guys. I'm telling you now, you will be sorted for trading. Okay. If you want access to my community, hit the school community in the descriptions. By all means, get amongst it. If you join my school community, you also get my trade ideas and also my course on how I trade as well in with that. Okay, so welcome. Right, first thing we do every morning is we do a top-down analysis, right? We do a top-down analysis, and the pairs I trade are gold, NAS 100, oil as well, okay? Oil's more my swing trading. So, without further ado, let's get onto gold and let's do a top-down analysis. Okay. So, we'll start off with gold. What's going on with gold then? So this is what I'm seeing with gold. Is we've had 3 doji style candles. 3 doji style candles. Why did we get 3 doji style candles? Right? It's because we didn't have enough liquidity to carry on driving up. But the thing is, the thing with gold at the moment, there's a lot of news coming out, and that's what keeps pushing price. Unfortunately, in regards to analysis, we should be coming down for more liquidity. We haven't broke any lows or anything like that. Now what we've done is we've opened up with a new monthly, then we ended up closing bullish. So this monthly at the moment, we've still got no bottom wick. So I would imagine a bottom wick. There's still half the month left. Now what would be perfect, what I would like to see, is a closure back below like that. That would make sense why we got this bullish close. Because if we don't get that and we just close bullish, what was this for? What was this for? There's no liquidity grabbed and nothing. We didn't even break any lows here or here. So it tells me that this is just news pushing price up and up and up, which is really difficult, by the way, now, because the way we trade is we use previous data. And if we haven't got previous data when we're all-time highs, then we've got nothing to go off. The probabilities are a lot less. Okay, so every trade, it's funny because I started this channel 2 weeks ago and gold and NAS pushed all-time highs. So it's been really difficult. But it's good for our trading, isn't it? So it's very good for our trading. Let's see if I can move it down a bit. Is that better? Yeah. So, I mean, we still got stuff. We got 40 pips on Thursday last week. So, monthly doesn't really give us much. The monthly can keep pushing if it wants. But we've got to be aware that we haven't had much of a bottom wick. So do we need a bottom wick? And if we are going to get a bottom wick, are we going to flip and drive to the downside? Which could be really good. Now, what's going on with the weeklies then? So we haven't even got a range on the weeklies. We're currently very, very bullish. This is the previous range. And what we haven't done is we've had the break, but we haven't had the retest of this area yet. Yeah. And we're still printing bullish. So what we're trying to do on this now is work out what this weekly is going to look like. It's Monday. What is this weekly going to look like? Well, it can look like anything. It could be bullish, doji, or bearish. It can look like anything because we haven't got any ranges to bounce off. We've got nothing. So I don't know what it's going to do at the moment. So it really doesn't help. So it means the monthly we can't really use. The weekly can't really use. So the probability of the trades get less and less. Okay. Now the daily, what's going on with the daily? We're really messed up. We have had an area created, a zone created on the daily. So we've got this area now on the daily. Yeah, where we're still respecting these levels, but we haven't closed bearish yet. The last daily candle closed bullish, but didn't break above the high. So we're currently still respecting this range. Now, the issue we've got is we've pushed down. Where are we going to push to? Where's our targets? Well, the only target we've got to go off, really, you've got a minor range here, but then you've got a low here. That's the next low. You've also got a fair value gap in here as well. So do we need to come down to fill that fair value gap? Or are we going to close bearish first, doji style? And if so, we're going to mess about today, and then we start coming down. Again, we really don't know. It's not looking very good, to be honest with you, in regards to the higher time frames, that is. So we're going to have to use the 6 hours. Now, the 6 hours has created ranges for us. We've clearly got a range here, and we've clearly got a range here. So this is now the range we're in. Okay, this is the range we're in. We came back up, close respecting. Now we're coming back down to the floor. This is the ceiling, this is the floor. So we've now had a top wick and we've broke a high. So we've now got liquidity to come down and fill the range. But this, fortunately, is probably until we get closures below this level, our target is only here. So we could potentially take sells down to around these levels. Now, if we go down the lower time frames, the 6 hour hasn't closed yet. And if you look at this last 6 hour, you have got a minor range here. Just a minor range. You could use that. And look where the last 6 hour closed. Closed respected. So that tells that this 6 hour at any point could flip to the upside. I'm not saying it's going to. I'm just saying there is a chance it could flip to the upside because of that minor range. So, 4 hour, let's go down to 4 hour. What can we see? 4 was bullish and tapped bottom of the range. So this 4 could flip at any point. And if this 4 does flip, it's highly likely that you're going to have to fill this range 3649. Okay? So you could potentially look at buy stops above. There's your advantage point. And if you push further, you push further. But You're probably looking to reject from that. The 4 hasn't closed. The 4 doesn't close for another 1 hour and a half. Really doesn't give us much to go off. Tap in here. Again, another hour and a half. The 3 doesn't help. Okay, the 2 has closed bearish. So, 2 range. This is a minor range here. 2 has closed below. If this 2 can come and tap this level, we could potentially get sell stops underneath. However, the thing I don't like about this is the 2's got no bottom wick. And what tends to happen when, especially with gold, if it's normally 1 hour and above, if they don't have a bottom wick, the next candle tends to end up closing the opposite. So if we're expecting this 2 to close opposite because the 2 didn't have a bottom wick, where's it going to close? This is the issue we've got. Where's this 2 going to close? You've got an hour and a half left on it, so it could do anything. I'm not saying it always closes, right? But it does tend to close the opposite. So, how could we look to get in? I think what I would like to do, if we're expecting the 2 to close bullish, but the 4, the 6? The 6 has had a liquidity grab. 6 is still respecting though. This is where I go into right position time now. I talk to myself, guys, so just bear with me. So I would need this tapping at least. We could end up getting a fake out. But what if we pop up? What if we pop up? Could we take a wing back sell? And if the 1 closes back in, we can look to manage risk. See, the only times we broke below these levels. Okay, what did we do there? Broke, we came back up to this level. Another 2. What did we do there? I think we could see maybe a rejection from round 3642 or pop down. What's this? That's the one. There's 2 close. It's not the best of 1 hour ranges, that really. You tend to come straight through it. Technically, when the 2 closes below here, you've never ever rejected, you've always come down to this level. At least. Do we need a top wick? So if we look at all the times where price has, when you get a 2 hour close below this, what happens to price? Well, 2 hour close below, we came down, tapped these levels. 2 hour close below, we actually came back up first. And then we came through. 2 hour close below, straight through. This was a rejection, but straight back down to these levels. So every time we've closed below there, we've came down to these levels. So could we not just take maybe if the 5 closes like this, I've closed it like this and I get a top wick to rule out a fake out. Could we look together? And there's 15 minutes left of this close. That would be the 15 not closing bullish. Broke the law. I really want to. If this had a nice, decent pullback, I'd prefer it. I'd be probably in now. So the 3 is still bullish. The 3 is still in this range, right? This 3 hasn't closed bearish yet. So the range we're in on the 3 still, it's here. Okay. So that means this 3 could flip to the upside at any point. There's an hour, we're halfway through the candle now. Same as the 4 is bullish. Hasn't tapped this zone yet. So this 4 can flip to the upside at any point. The 6 is close respecting. Okay. Forget the moving candle. 6 is close respecting. But you've got a big, long wick. So you're probably going to get 50% of that filled, which we've done. So now if this can flip back up to the upside, I'm not saying it's going to, but I'm saying it can do. So the 6, the 4, and the 3 is still bullish. Then you come down to the 2. And this is the first 2 break to the downside. So this is why I need to rule out the fake out from the new 2. So I really need a pullback in order to take sells. I need a pullback to tap these levels, and then you could take sells to the downside. But when you get a 2 close below here, every 2, apart from this one actually, what did this do? This 2 had rejected from these levels, then came back up to 3649. Yeah, so what I would want to see really is I'd want this 2 to pull back, tap, and then I'd look at sell stops underneath, the 2 to flip, to come down. But it doesn't always do that. This 2 closed and then drove down, so it could just drive down now, but I need to rule out that fake out unless we take a swoop entry, low risk. The 1's got 45 minutes left. 15 closed. What did the 5 do? 5 had a top wick. 5 didn't break the law. I'm just not confident it's ready yet, guys. Let me put this on. I think I really need a pullback. What I would prefer, this is what I would prefer. If the 1 could pull back, close above there. If the 1 could do that, I'd look to take a buy, because I know the 4 hour hasn't filled the range. You still got that for the 4 hour. So that's your advantage point on the 4. So we would look to take the 1 as price comes up to fill the range, because that would then be the 4 flipping to the upside and filling the range at 3649. But what I might do, I actually take a swoop entry to come back up, believe it or not. But the issue we've got is we're not bouncing off anything. What's this here? So we've got a zone maybe here. Yeah. Okay, rejection from here. Get in on that, guys. It's flipped. I'm just thinking, do we, if we got a flip bullish back on this 1, right? Because if we say there's a zone here on the 1 hour, as this close respecting, I might take a wing back buy on 3.6. 3.2. So when you come down, you reject, straight back up. do tend to come through, don't I? That's the next one I was on, that there. We'll have to fill that. That's a 5 done. Let's see if we can get a top wick of this 5. If the new 5, now that we broke the low, if the new 5 can come up first, break the high, then I'll look at sell stops underneath. This is your advantage point here. You've got an advantage point at that point. We need to break the highs. Could easily just drive down now. There's nothing I can do. I really wanted that top wick. Morning, guys. Yeah, there's not really much we can do now. It looks like price needs to come down to these levels. We don't know whether it's going to reject from 3632 or drive straight through. I mean, look at that 6 now. We're getting a nice wick fill. Where are you going to reject from though? The only thing I don't like, right, is this 4. Look at this 4. So we closed below and we faked out back up to the upside. But if we look here, everyone tapped these levels. We haven't tapped them levels yet. This didn't break a low. This didn't break this low either. So I reckon this 4 could just flip to the upside at any point. And if it's going to flip, then how steep is this pullback going to be? How steep is this going to be? Is it going to tap these levels and then reject to come up? Or are you going to close bearish before coming back up? We technically didn't fill the range in regards to the candles because you've still got that. But you'd wick down there. If we hadn't had that wick down there, then I'd be more, let's get in for sells here on these levels. But because we've already been down there, it makes it less probable. And I've got no data to go off. The only data I've got to go off is this here to the left. So I think what I would like to see, what you could do is if the 4 closed bearish top wick, you could take the 4 if you haven't tapped these levels. Or the 3, but the 3 can easily come from this level all the way through. It's no problem. I'm just not fully confident yet. Now, what's the 2? Don't see, because the 2 looks like it's close respected. I'm interested in win back sell here, but whether we're going to break this low again. A swoop entry. On the swoop entry. Look, you tap there, you then reject, so you'll have time to get out. This one came straight through to that. Go like that. Tap, pull back. We haven't even pulled back yet. Rather that top wick, to be honest with you. We haven't pulled back. Here we go. Here we go. I'm not 100% confident that this is the move all the way down, guys. We could easily come back above 3640, right? We can easily come back up and fill this, what we haven't filled yet, off the 4. And that would be the 4 flipping. But the 4 has only got an hour and a half left of it. So if we're going to do it, if the 4 is going to do that, it means, what would the 1s have to look like? Well, it means this one would have to maybe break out. And then the following one, which is the last one of the 4, would then be the one what comes up. So we'd need to see something like that. So if we were going to see something like that, all we're trying to do is find out the first signs of price going to do that on the lower time frames, and then we get in, think, okay, well, we know the 1 can do this. So what would price look like if we're going to do that? Well, we would want a bottom wick, which we're getting now, and then the lower time frames should start breaking back above. We should start seeing either like a fake out or something like that, or do we take a wing back buy from these levels, expecting to drive back up? But if we're wrong, where could we push to? Well, if we're wrong, we could push down to these levels. So could we have our stops below that, which will take away that if we are wrong, we'll have a chance to get out. This is all the things you're weighing up. And then this is why I always go on about in regards to your risk. What do you want to risk on this trade? What's this trade worth to you to see if we're right? That's all you're doing. So what I would like to see, ideally, is we'd need to see some more closures back above. So we've had a bullish 5 close there, right? You've got now 5 range there, which you've had a nest plate. If we can get a 5 close back above, that's a fair sign of, okay, price could be coming back up now. Then if we got a bottom wick, we could then maybe have a buy stop above. So if this does flip to the upside, there's probably only one reason it's flipping up, and that's because we need to break this high before coming down. So there's your advantage point. So that's something we can look at. 15. We haven't had any bullish closures yet on the 15, and the 15 hasn't filled a range, so which is not ideal unless price creates new ranges and new data. What's this 5 gonna do? You're debating whether to get a wing back buy on here. So this is quite a rejection area. You tend to reject from here a lot, even if you're coming down. So as you can see, price comes all the way through, but when you tap it, you still pull back. So could we take a wing back buy, take partial move to break even if we're wrong, we're risk free, you get stopped at break even to come down. But if we're right and price is going to flip back to the upside, could we then like this, tap back up? So do we take a wing back buy from 3632? Stops would have to be below this. Another tap there, back up, and then you come through. You've got an area here actually. What's this? This is what we've done. Let me just mark this up, guys. Let's just see what this is. Okay. So we have got an area on the 15. So if we get a bullish close on the 15, could we see a push back up to these levels? Which is there. Ooh, yeah. Okay. So if, oh sorry, that was a 5, wasn't it? Let me have a look what the 15 looks like. 5 close. 15. Taps, rejects. Is this where the 15 closed? I know I've got lines all over. I know what I'm doing. I understand them. So the 15 has closed respecting that level, right? The 30 still hasn't closed yet. If this buy closes like this, guys, I'm probably going to take a buy, right? Stops are going to be very tight. If we break the low again, I'm not interested. It'd be low risk. Stops are going to be here. This is a level. I take partial move to break even. Would be this level where we break the high. Okay, we've got 5 seconds. Stand by. Oh, I'm going to miss it. So let's see if we can pull back. I'm going to get a buy stop above. Miss this here. This would be the 15. Yeah, I'm going to be in for a buy here, guys. I'm in for a buy. Okay. Just put 2 entries on because it's low. If you're not in, you can just have a buy stop on. Okay. So. Just the lows. I would imagine we probably need to break this high. This is my risk-free zone. My target is this level because that's the forward range. So I'm in for a buy on this. I've got $300 risk on it. Not much. Okay. On a 50k account, not much at all. As soon as we tap this area, you can take partial, move to risk free if you want. So all this is off, guys, is 15 can reject from here and come all the way back up to these levels. Let me just look left again. Yeah, I need that as advantage point, not high. So we're looking, this is the only time we've sort of rejected from here. And I look at the 15, it actually comes all the way back up to here. Could we use that as take partial? Maybe. Yeah, there we go. We're going up, we're going up. On the 5s. Just change. I couldn't get on the trade ideas, fortunately. So all these trades are a lot more risky because of all-time highs. So you have less probability with them, right? All I know is we've got an advantage point. Okay, I'm going to close one. Basically take 50% off, out. And I've gone risk-free on the second one. Okay, so I'm up. Can we drive up? We are up 11 pips so far on this. Can we avoid a bottom wick with the new candle? That only took $50, so I think that's all it was. Can we drive up? You do tend to come and tap this level at 3639. But it's whether the 15, I think the 15 can, with one 15-minute candle, it looks like it can actually come all the way back up with one 15-minute candle. So if we look at this one here, this is what we're going off this. We've already tapped these levels. One 15-minute candle could come all the way up. And if we go left now, and if we're going to do that, you've got two 5-minute candles left of this 15. So I do need a nice 5 like this, and then the next 5 to push up. Once we do tap that area, guys, I'm going to take another partial, and then I'll let the rest rock. So I'm going to take another partial now. Okay, so we are now up 31 pips. I've took another partial, and now what I'm going to do, I'm going to, where is my time frames? The 4-hour target range is, as long as we can avoid a bottom wick. Yeah, so it's there. So what I'm looking at doing is, if the one, look, listen, remember what I said at the start of the stream, guys? I don't even know how many's watching. But if you're watching on TikTok, jump over to YouTube, you'll be able to see the charts. Remember what I said? I'm not confident that this is the drive down yet. I think we need to tap this level. You can watch it back on the start of the stream. I would prefer we tap this level, but the 3 was respecting. Sorry, the 3 was bullish. The 4 was bullish. The 4 can flip to the upside at any point, and the 6 is still respecting. So you've still got signs that, okay, price wants to push back up. For me, it's the 4. So if you look at the 4, why did we do this fake out and then not tap the zone? This is the 4 zone here. Closed bullish. We didn't have a top wick. So I would imagine we probably need a top wick, even if we want to drive down. And we haven't had it. So that tells me that this 4 could, if you look at this 4 could just be the bottom wick in order for it to flip to the upside to fill the range. So now what I've done is I've took 75% out of this trade, and I'll let the rest rock all the way to 3649. If the 4 is going to flip, we act upon what we see. What do we see? The 4 is here and hasn't filled the range. Okay, if the 4 closes bearish below here, then it's change of plan, because we act upon what we see. The 4 is now closed below. We're looking at bearish momentum, and that's all trading is. What has price done? So yeah, lovely trade, guys. It's another win for the stream, which is great. Look at price go now. So we'll change that. We haven't finished yet. We've still got flyers on this. So flyers means we've took our partial out. We're risk free, and then price just carries on pushing. Let me just get this on. I couldn't get the buy stop on. We might have more trades here. But you should be up about 40 pips. Another 40 pips. How are we going to get that fake? So for more entries now, it's if the 1 closes back above. If the 1 closes back above, we could look at more entries. Look at price. Wow. Is this 4? I mean, look at the 4 now, guys, right? If the 4 does... So, if this 4 does flip, what are we looking at? Well, we could easily see this flip and tap 3649 easily. Yeah. From there, I don't know, because we could just tap it and then reject from it and close back bearish. You've still got an hour and 20 minutes left of it, so potentially, yeah. Or we could close respecting, and then we're still in that range, therefore we should be coming back down. Or if the 4 closes out and above, what we're looking at then? Well, we're looking at buys. We'd want a bottom wick and then a flip to the upside. Advantage point at that point would be here. That's your next range. Okay, we'll see how this. We look at the 2 now. Look at that 2. That was a lovely trade, that guy. I don't think we had any drawdown at all, did we? No drawdown. And buys. We are up. It's peaked 50 pips. Do you know what I love in early trade? Guys, if you're watching on YouTube and you haven't done so, subscribe to the channel, like the stream, and if you can, drop us a comment. Anything you want. Call me a knobhead if you want. It just helps with the right algorithms. Okay, call me whatever you want. I'm thick-skinned. But we've had another win for the stream, which is really, really nice. Can we fly up? Is this 4 gonna flip? What am I waiting on? I'm waiting on this 1 hour. So what we need now, if the 1 can close bullish above this level, you could then look at another entry, bottom wick, flip to come up, but that's then the 4 flipping to the upside on the last hour. And remember what I drew a minute ago? I said, if this 4 is going to flip, what would the 1 hours look like? If you watch the stream back, you'll be able to see. We would then need this 1 to close like that, and then the following 1 to then do that. Let's see if we get it. We've got 18 minutes left for a close. Oh, it stops with not too bad there as well. Stops with 31 pips. Bloody hell, people be having a heart attack. 31 pips. Guys, I will be back in a minute. We're waiting for the 1 anyway, so probably make another brew. 9 o'clock. We're waiting for another entry. Whoop. Right, I'll be back in a second, guys. Make the brew. If you're watching on TikTok, welcome. Who's here? I don't know. I'm trying to work it out. NewcastleUpon-Tyne.com. John Ives a guest. Would do me, but. Okay. Be back in a second. Are we looking? Ooh, we're pushing it again. Nice. Another cup of tea. Just a brew pig. It's always that bros. That bros. Okay, let's get rid of this now. Is this the hour? What's this hour going to do? So, if the hour closes back in, that's also the 2. The 2 wouldn't have closed. Which was, I might just leave. Six minutes. The 2 can still catch us out because the 2 can still flip. But we are no bottom wick. Remember what I said about the no bottom wick? When there's no bottom wick, what tends to happen, I'm not saying it happens all the time, you tend to close the opposite. Okay? The next candle comes down, creates a bottom wick for you, and then you close bullish. So if this, I would like price. If with the new, I'm not sure what's going to do it though, because I think the 4 might need to flip aggressively. But if this one comes down, I might look at either wing back buy from 3630, another entry, or buy stops above after the pullback. Because you could just get this. So if we look left, we actually broke out to the downside here. Then we faked out back into the area. And then we had a bearish close. Zoom in. We didn't actually tap that zone. That would be the high, I suppose. I'd really like a bottom wick, guys, ideally. Even though we don't need one. But because I'm already in a trade with it. ATR, welcome, buddy. Because we're already in, we've got flies on it. What I would like to see is a bottom wick, either for a wing back buy, so we enter for a buy limit, for another flip off the hour. But how steep this bottom wick's going to be, I'm not sure. Or look at that. Like with you 1 hour. I don't want to take some more partial. It allows me. Might close me off here though. Guys, I'm taking more partial. I fucking knew we would do that. I knew it. I'm out, guys. I'm out. It's this prop firm. I've not used this prop firm before. But I had a feeling it would do that. The leverage on it. So I'm actually out on this, guys. But you should still be in. Yeah, should still be in. This is highly probable that we're going to have to break this low at least before coming back down, if it wants to come back down. What were we up? We were up 75 pips. Lovely jubbly. Lovely jubbly. It wouldn't let me take any more part, so that was quite annoying. But anyway, we're up 75 pips. What time is it? It's not even 9 o'clock. It's not even 9 o'clock. So I'm up $290 this morning. $290 I'm up this morning on a 50k account, which is not too bad. Considering it's not even 9 o'clock. Yeah, guys, I'm probably going to jump off. I am interested in this another entry. would need a bottom wick. But I don't think we're going to get the bottom wick. This is the thing. Let's have a look. But if this one can give me a bottom wick, right? I don't think we're going to get a bottom wick though. But if it can give us a bottom wick, ideally back down to this level. Then I got a buy stop on off the one. But I can actually see the new one opening up and just carrying on. The reason being, the 2 still got another 1 left. And it needs to drive to fill the range on the 4. God, we're flying, aren't we? Woo, look at price go. Look at price go. This is why it's so important to wait. I guarantee you now, people would have been selling here. People would have been selling here to come down. Close back in. I said I would need a top wick in order to sell down. It's done exactly what we wanted it to do. It's just whether we can get another entry on now. You all should still be in this for the guys who've took it. I would like, what I would like, basically this. Price comes up, pulls back to these levels. That would be my pullback to these levels. And then break the high. That's what I would like now. Tell you what I could do though. 15 closes below. If the 15 closes back below, that would be my get out. So if the new 15 could come down, it's okay. So we've had the hour close back now. So that we're into the last hour of the 4. Can this 4 flip to the upside? Right? And if it's going to, what is this one going to look like? Well, this one is going to look like that. So if we can come down, tap this level, I'll then get a buy stop above off the 1 hour. But I need a pullback. I'm not getting in unless I've got a pullback. Right, we need a pullback. Or I would like a pullback, shall I say. This might pop up here. Come on. Come on. Just to here. Just to here. Lovely. Okay. Good morning, crusty juggler. So we're up over 50 pips, I think. Actually more than that. We are currently up. We've actually peaked at 85 pips. Okay. I think I was up 70 pips when I closed out. But we should still have flies. People should still be in on this. Okay. If you're wondering what that is on a 50k account, and I was only risking $300, which is about 0.3%. Nothing at all. Not even full risk for me. I'm up just shy of $300 this morning. We started at 8 and we're done. It's 9 o'clock now for an hour. So not too bad. Not too bad. Just another day in the nest. Another day in the nest. Oops. Can we break the highs? Come on. Can we come back down? So this is you have got minor support here now. But whether you're going to pop... If you think about it, you're going to have to break this high now, which is the 4, I would imagine, even if you want to drive down. But you still have got an area where you could reject from here. So we sort of want to respect this to then come down, tap this, and then anything above here now, then you would take. So you could even take a 5 close above, back above at that point. You'd have an advantage point. That would be an advantage point, the high. So that's where you would take price to break even. But price is easily just carry on driving now. How many trades do I take on average? It literally depends. So on last week on Thursday, I had 3 positions on one setup, but I don't take more than 3 really. In a stream, 1 or 2 normally, unless it's more multiple entries on one setup. So it really depends on the stream. So I'm only in 1 here, but if we get that pullback, we might have another buy stop on. So it really depends. ATR. Is that a Real Madrid badge, is it? What is it? Do you like football? We talk a lot of football on this channel. I was at the Newcastle v Wolves game on the weekend. Only 1-0. It was an alright game. Nick Waldemade scoring on his debut. Good goal. And then I watched the Man United and City game last night. Wow. I said 3-0 to my friends. 3-0 to City. They got a point to prove. It was. And I heard Liverpool robbed another 3 points. Again. Off Burnley. Well, that's what they say with champions, isn't it? If they can play shit and then still grab 3 points, that's a good sign. That's what Man U used to do. But it just annoys me. He's the pullback. Okay. He's the pullback. Again, guys, this is really good patience. Right, we're showing really good patience here. A lot of people would have been, oh my god, it's gone, and just ended straight away. Right? But we've got to have discipline. We've got to have patience. Because imagine if this one does this. Because remember, this is the 4, right? What if the 4 closes bearish? It might do. But imagine if this 1 closes like that now. What are you thinking? Well, that would be the 4 close. Then the whole idea is gone because the 4's closed bearish. Broke into this low. You're now looking at sells. So you want to really rule out this fake out. We need to rule out the fake out. That's all it is. Zidane. Fantastic player, Zidane. What it is, you don't get players like that anymore, I don't think. Now my thing with players back in that era, because that's when I'm 38. I think Pep sort of ruined that type of football because he's systemised it all, hasn't he? So you don't have them players where Zidane and that can just do magical stuff. Like Jack Grealish, look at Jack Grealish, man. He got ruined at Man City. Yes, he won loads of trophies, but it didn't ruin him as a player because he's at Everton and he's doing it again now. But he was boring to watch. Like, the entertainment of football's gone. But yeah, I love Zidane. Fantastic player. And manager. Oh, we didn't get it. Was that the pullback? Do we think? Was that the pullback? Maybe, guys. Maybe. You know what? We probably only need that. Need that as a pullback. Doesn't mean this is going to go now, right? It could do. But if you look left, look, you got a bearish close. then you push bullish. So we could push bullish now. Then you got another bearish close. Then you push bullish again, and then you dropped. Okay. So it could take 15. This could just be another bullish, and now bearish, and then bullish again, and then you drop, and then you come up. Okay. So just patience, discipline. Let's just wait. 100 subscribers, guys, that's the goal. So if you're watching on recording, I will be giving away something at the end once we hit each goal. And once we hit 100, obviously we'll up it and we'll hit the next goal. And every time we reach a goal, I will give away something. Something decent, not something shit. Not like a pen. Get a pen sent through the post. Something decent. To help you trading. I'm debating on the logo. I don't know whether to change the logo. I only done this quick, really. I'm debating on whether to change the logo. It looks a bit Grand Theft Auto. Like Grand Theft Auto. The new Grand Theft Auto looks amazing. I don't know if he's game. If you're watching, I do a bit of gaming. I like Armour at the minute. Armour Reforger. Bit of a geek now. I think when you get older, you just like your home comforts. Chill out. We broke the highs again there. Is the 4 gonna flip? I mean, technically, right? You could have a buy stop on the 4, above the 4, for the flip. But what you don't want to do is get activated, pull down, and then you close bearish, because I'm not sure you'll come back up. So I'm not putting the buy stop on. If price comes up and taps this level, guys, I'm definitely done the stream, right? And this is the thing about Forex, is you could. So Thursday we were on for hours. We got 40 pips, but we were on for a couple of hours. This stream, 9:10, we've been on just over an hour. And we grabbed 70 to 80 pips. Oh, shit. There you go. There's the drop. See what I mean? This is why we wait. There's the pullback now. Okay, could we get a buy stop above now? What would my stops be? Broke the high. 30's got 19 minutes left. What it is, I've got to be 100% confident in it now, because we're already up. We've got to protect our capital. That's all it is. So, what would I want to say? The 15 closed. Nice. I'll put this on. 15 hasn't filled its range yet. So 5 done. If we push past this now, we should break this higher, I would imagine. There's the bottom wick. We've got the bottom wick. But there's atrocious here today. The only thing I don't like, okay? Look at this level here. It's why I'm a bit hesitant now. Bearish, 30 minute. We come back up, but you do break that, I suppose. Stops would only be the low of the 30. I won't have full risk on this. 2 minutes left of this 15 though. I don't like how that 15 is closed, guys. Because ideally what you want is, you want the 1 hour close bullish, which you did, and then you want to pull back to then flip. But You want that happening in the first 15 minutes. So really you want this 15 minute to flip. Or this 30. So if the 15 closes like this, it means the 30 could then also end up closing bearish, which is fine. You got a bearish close there. And then the next 30 didn't actually break the highs, but then that would be the 4 hour up. That'd be the 4 hour up. That means the 4 is going to close bearish. So I don't know whether I like it. Could we get a buy stop above? So you wing back buy. So where would this 4? Where would we be looking for this 4 to close? We'd ideally need the 4 to close respecting 3641. If the 4 closes respecting that, you've technically had a nest play, right? I would expect with the next candle, bottom wick, then that's the one what comes up. So do we wait to see how this 4 is going to close? Or is this 4 going to be the one what flips? Now if we are, could we not just get a buy stop above the 4? Our advantage point would be the top of the range. This would be a take partial move to break even. If the 4 doesn't flip and close bearish, it's not a valid trade. I do like this as the advantage point though, that's my only downside. Okay. 15 minutes left to flip. Is that 15? How is this 15 going to close? Would I take a wing back buy from here? I might take a swoop entry, guys. That's like $100 if that. We can maybe tap this level. And the hour a flip. It's a 30 would pop down, tap. 15 is closed. We might have a swoop entry from 3640. Stops would literally just be this low. If you break that, then we're not interested. So I would be only risking about $100 on it. Okay. If we do pop down, I'm not sure we will. Other than that, we've just got, if the hour flips from here, we've got 45 minutes left of it. It's highly likely we'll have to come and break that high. There's your advantage point. So maybe this would be a take partial. Do like that. It's 5s now. Okay, I might take another entry for me, guys. 3640. So make sure you're not risking much because this is a swoop entry. Swoop entries are very low risk. You basically, what you're doing is you're seeing if you're going to flip on the hour, what you're willing to lose in order to see if this is the flip. That's all you're doing. It might be $50 for you. Might be $50. something like this. Five, 3, 6, 6, $45. Okay, I've got a very low risk on 364. It's basically $50. Okay, $50. We're up already for the stream this morning. We can also have a. See what we could do with that. How long's left? The hour's got 41 minutes left. That means we've got 3 15-minute candles left. If we close bullish on this 15 and I get a bottom wick, we could look at buys back up. That might be the initiation for the 1 hour to flip to the upside. Other than that, you probably could just have a buy stop above off the hour. Buy stops above. Take partial move to break in would be this high. But if the 15 closes bullish, we could probably take the 15. We've also got a wing back buy from here. Low risk buys, swoop entries. Swoop entry. I was thinking of stops on this one. Stops would only need to be below the 1. You're basically saying if this one does flip now, it's not going to come back down. It's going to flip and drive. So let's get the 1 on. The only issue we have got is the target. This is the target. This is the 4. This is our only target really. Might just be like a 1-to-1. 1 hour. Just modify. Have to pull back now. Three, 6, 3, 9, 1, 5, 6. Okay. So I've got a buy stop on the hour. If this wing back, we've also got a wing back buy from 3640, but it's low risk. This I'm only risking $50 to see if we're going to reject from there. How's this 5? This 15 going to close? So you've got 3 candles left of the hour, so you need a bullish 15 like this. Next one, maybe like that, and then the last one is the one what maybe drives through, which we know we can get that. We know we can get that. So I have got another buy stop on. So we're looking at this. My stop is there, right? But here's the thing, that's my only target. So it's negative RR. So you've got to decide whether this is your type of trade. Okay, all I know is if the 1 flips, that's the 4 flipping. The 4 needs to fill the range, that's the 4 range. You might push further, but until the 4 closes above there, we have to act upon what we see. What do we see? We probably need to fill that range. I'm willing to take a swoop entry if we drop down to this level. So if the 5, this one, if this 5 can drop and tap 3640, I'll look for another entry. I'm going to get another entry on. With me stops are only tied, dead tied. Because what we're trying to see is we're trying to see if this is this. We've rejected from this level. We're pulling back. Do we need to tap that level before coming up? That's all it is. That's all we're doing. Martin Westerway, welcome buddy. How's a crusty juggler? Oh, Martin Westerway joined. Welcome mate. What's this 5 going to do? Nice little pop down would be fantastic. But you do need a 15 close, so if we can get a 15 close like this, what I am a bit worried about, we don't want that. We don't want that. Back above, 15 close. Bottom weight, and up. Let's get this. Oh. We for our flip. So our buy stop will be 3, 6, 4, 5, 4, 7. Stop loss would be 3, 6, 3, 9, and 5, 6. TP1 would be 3, 6, 4, 5, 4, 7. And TB2, my TB2 close and fall are 3, 6, 4, 9. 3, 6, 4, 9, 3, 8. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. We're on. It'd be interesting to see though if we can. So the 5 closed bearish. So the new 15 is going to open up in 4 minutes. So ideally, what you wanted one candle to pop down and then tap, and then you've got to pull away. Then we don't want this because this new 15. Let's look left. Let's see what happens to the left. So if this 15 can close bullish, and then a new 15 pop down for his tap, and then flip. However, got to be careful of this. Yeah, that came straight through. This is why swoop entries are very, very low risk. We're sort of dipping our toe in to see if the pool's warm. Dip our toe in first. How much are you willing to see if we're going to reject from here? That's what I'm doing. I'm willing to risk $50. I've made nearly $300 this morning already. So I'm willing to risk $50 to see if we are going to reject from here to come up for the forward to flip to the upside. That's it. And if we're going to do it, the new 5's going to pop down. What have I got to do today? So, So we haven't had much of a bottom wick on this 15 either. This 4. How is this 4 going to close? That's what we've got to say. Is this 4 going to flip to the upside? Or is this 4 going to close bearish? And then the new 4 starts coming down. Or is this 4 going to flip? Welcome guys. If you're on TikTok, drop us a follow. Drop me a message if you want. I reply to every message. Okay. If you want any more info. If you are watching on TikTok and you want to see the charts we are trading, head over to YouTube. And I'm live trading now as we speak. See this 15, you have got a minor support level here. So ideally you'd want a 15 close back above that, but this might just be lining up for another break of the lows before coming up and end up with something like that. So that would be perfect. And we'd have another entry on here. We'd still be in this first trade. Another entry on here. And then expecting the 4 to flip. Still to the upside. If the 4 closes bearish, we're looking to get out of everything. Okay? If the 4 closes bearish. Even though it closed respecting. Because you might get a bottom wick. And a bottom wick on a 4 is bigger than a bottom wick on a 5. So you're going to get a big pullback. Okay? So here's a 15 close now. Swoop entries as well, guys. We've got to go risk free pretty quick. So it'll just be when I say, really. We did have a 5 close. So here's the new 15. This is also the new 30. The 30 closed bearish. Let me have a quick look at this 30. Closed bearish, which we know can. We needed the bottom wick first. What we don't want is this 30 to come up, break the high again, and then flip. That would activate us. In order for this 1 hour to flip to the upside, now this 30, it's got to look like that. Which we could get it if we look left. You had a bearish close, new 30 came up. Didn't happen with one 30-minute candle. Still got, so you've got, we're into the last 30 minutes of the 4. So basically this 30 has to be the one. This 30 has to be the one that drives up, and I'm not sure it can, or can it. We've got a 30 there from this level, which came all the way to this. So yeah, maybe it could do. Came all the way up to there. So I suppose it could come all the way up. Why did we close bearish? If we're acting upon what we see, the 30 is closed bearish. It's still respecting these levels, but it looks like we probably need to test this. It's in the body of the candles. If you look at the 4, let's look at the 6 actually. Ten minutes left of this 6. So if this 6 closes bullish, we're still respecting this. I mean, remember what I said about the 6? At the start of the stream, what did I say? The 6 is still respecting. So this 6 can still flip to the upside at any point. Look at it now. Exactly what I said. So, but we haven't closed yet. And if we do close bullish, what does that mean? Do we then need a bottom wick and then drive to the upside? Or are we now bearish close, new 4 opens up, we get a top wick, and then we come back down? But we're still respecting this area from that 1 hour, that 4 hour close. But even if we want to drive down now, I would imagine you need a top wick, filling the rest of the range, which is here at 3649. Even if you want to drive down, but it's just whether this 4 needs to pop down first before coming up. So yeah, it's if you look at the 3 would need a wick fill. 1 would flip. Yeah, if we don't get activated on, would I need this hour? The new 4 could do it. So the new 4 could easily open up, push up first, tap these levels, and then reject back down. But it could also open up and push down first and then up, which would be better. So I would probably say this is still valid. This 4 is still valid. Or this 1. Yeah, I don't know whether this wing back is though now, guys. What I would take this wing back. Basically, in order to take this wing back by, it would have to happen literally before this forward closes. So currently I would still take it if we come down within this 30 minute. This 30 minute would have to tap it. If it doesn't, it would just delete. It's $50, that's all I'm risking on it. Okay. Come on, baby. Half 9. Can we come down? Here we go. 23 minutes. Can this can easily, right? This can easily come straight through. Okay, it can easily come straight through, right? Remember, this is why it's very low risk. It's a swoop entry. And if you don't know what a swoop entry is, get into the school community and do my course. That explains it all in there. We had a low. Didn't really break the lows. Can we pop down? Can we get a nice pop on the 5? You got Doji style 5 there, so we're still respecting this level. If we could get a nice breakout and then a close back above, would be perfect. Come back up. We're coming to test the lows again on the 5. Can we get a nice pop out? Come on, 3 minutes. 3 close bearish. Heard me, didn't it? Heard me. Oh, it's a 5-2. I don't know what the weather's like where you guys are, but it's absolutely miserable here. Miserable. Woke up and my flag was hanging off my flagpole. There's a wind. Almost 7 minutes left. Another break the lows would be perfect. be the 30 closing bullish. This 4, the only issue with this 4, right? This, even if this 4 closes bearish, okay, like this one, yeah. All these still tap these levels. We haven't done it yet. But it's a case of which way is the 4 going to go first? Is it going to come down first? Because they came down to these levels. Are these 4 going to come down first and then flip to tap that level? What we don't want to see is ideally is the 4 to come up first, activate us, not break the high, and then come down, take us out, and then flip to the upside. So we don't really want that. If so, we need to move our stops below these 4 levels. But I think if we can get this swoop entry on off the 15, we might get rid of this. If you think about it, if you're pushing back to break the highs, if you break this, it's highly likely you need to come and break these. And then that would make sense with the 4 flipping and pushing our target. To be honest, your target on the 4, if you look where the 4s have tapped, the 4s have actually tapped all the way up here, so you could have that as a final TP if you wanted. At 3655. If you look what these 4s done, both of them tapped it. So do we need a pop up? If this 4 doesn't do it, is this 4 gonna pop, tap, reject, and end up bearish with a nice big long wick? That's exactly what they done. That's exactly what these ones done. Interesting. But if the 4 closes like this, we're technically still respecting this level. So therefore we should be coming up. But it's a case of how steep is the bottom way. Okay, we'll flip back to the downside on the 15. Four minutes left to the 15. And then we're going into the last 15 of the 4. I really want this 30 to tap. If the 4 closes bearish, we won't be doing this wing back buy, right? If the 4 closes bearish, we will just leave it. We'll take it off. We'll keep the buy stop on off the 4. I'll probably leave the stream with you though. Got loads to do today. Loads to do today. Looks like the 4's closing in around these areas. We did have a 5 bearish close. We didn't break the low. Are we going to get a nice pop down? We need a nice, this is what we need. This is perfect wing back. Pop, break the lows, activate, flip bullish. That is perfect for a wing back buy. That's what you want to see. Because then this now, this grabs all the liquidity after breaking these lows in order now to dive up. So that's ideally what we want. Come on! Come on. Two-minute close. the 5. It's also the 15. This is 15 going to close. That is 15 might close back above this level. Look at that. Yeah, I'm not sure this wing back's going to get tapped, guys. Fortunately. I mean, this one only taps this level. Doesn't quite tap us in. This is going to be a plot twist off the new 4. Is the new 4 going to pop down, activate us, and then flip to the upside? Which is in 15. So new 15-minute candle here. The 15's still respecting this level, but we're still bullish. So I'm still interested in this wing back. Can we get a tap and then a flip? We could easily drive straight through, remember, right? So don't take it if you don't like it. Wind chime, can you hear my wind chimes? They're going crazy because of the wind. So there's the 15-minute close. Not really confident at that close, like. All I know is that I don't like. That's the only thing I don't like there. Where's this 4 going to end up? That's the question. How is this 4 going to close? If we can work out where this 4 is going to close. I can't really see this 4 flipping now. Three hasn't. The 3's not really hitting a zone. It's just close back in, bottom way, flip back to the upside. The 2 would have closed back in. That would have been a fake out on the 2 if the 2 closes above this level. Then could we get a bottom wave to then drive up? Didn't break a high. Do like the 2. The 2 looks really clean. There's only one reason it closed like this. Back into this area. It's because you need to break this high. So could we not just take the 2? Minutes. Close. I think the 2 might need to close, guys, and then the bottom wick. At least we've got some ranges to do. It's been difficult. The last week or so, it's been difficult. What's the hour? The 2 looks really nice. It's how steep's this bottom wick gonna be? It's see on the downside. Did we break a low? We didn't actually break a low, we just faked out. Just faked out. Not 30. It's not the best. 30 hasn't filled the range. There's the range on the 30. We'd be going risk-free quick on this. Bring back, right? So it's the 2 as well. Depending on why the 2 closes. I ideally want the 2 closing back above 364.40. Here we go, breaking the lows. Breaking the lows. Can this 5 tap? I'm going to be taking this guy. I'm risking $50. That is it. Come on. We pop. We need it to tap before the 2 and the 4. That's it. Closes. So we've got 2, 3 5-minute candles left. Now remember I said it could easily drive straight through. Look at that 5. Okay. We're seeing if we're going to get this first. Okay. There's a 5. Can the next 5? So we ideally want the 5s to be respecting this level, which we are. It's nice. Can this 5 pop down, tap for us, and then close back above here? That's probably going to be the sign. If not, we're just going to drive straight through. Come on, don't do this to me. Got no bottom wick on both 5s. So this 5 should flip to the downside. That's going to fake out, that is. Come on! It's not a very good 5, that, guys. You sort of wanted it to pop down first with no top wick and then flip. Because you need a top wick at that point. Eight minutes left for the 50, so there's 2 5-minute candles left. You really need this 5 to tap it. It can still close bearish, but as long as it's still respecting this level. Come on, come on. Because if the 5 opened up, pop down first, activate, and then give us that top wick, you'd be risk-free at this point. Okay, and you would have grabbed 16 pips. Okay. Oh, 16 pips. So guys, if you're watching on YouTube, I don't know how many's watching, or if you're watching the recording back, every trade is tracked with its own YouTube link. Okay, so we don't put anything on this logbook without taking it on stream. Okay, so everything was basically trying to keep the transparency of it. This is how I've always done it. So if you ever want to watch any of these back, by all means let me know. I'll send you the link, but they're just on the YouTube channel. Okay, obviously we've started this fresh now. We're up 250 pips this month alone. So we're doing good. This is based off a 50k prop firm accounts. Okay, 50k prop firm accounts. That's what the whole streams. I have got a live account as well, but which I'll be trading, but the MT4 probably won't be on for that. Because I do like a bit of privacy, right? But if you've got a 50k funded account, or if you're looking to press prop firms or what, just follow along. And that's what all these are based off. So stay within the rules of prop firms, basically. So yeah. We haven't popped down here. This five's going to fake out back into the area. The one's going to close bearish, but the one's not closing anywhere yet. That means the two would have broke into the area. So how steep would this bottom wick be? How steep is this bottom wick going to be before flipping? That's what we've got to work out. And if we think, okay, I could tap our wing back area and then flip, then we can keep the wing back on. But if we think, okay, well the two is likely going to hit your stops before flipping, then we delete it. So it's how steep is this bottom wick? And the way we work out how steep it is what has price done? Has this broke any lows? If it had broke some lows, say the wick was down here, you'd be like, well, you don't need much of a pullback because you've got the liquidity. Now it is a fake out, so this is a fake out. We close into this zone and then we close back above, so that also creates liquidity. If you think about it, soon as this 2 closed here, a lot of people will be selling because it's broke into a new range. A lot of people. Where would the stops be? Probably above this high, so there's now liquidity there. So it's created lovely liquidity. So it's a case of how steep's the bottom wick before the flip to the upside. Now, but this also means that the 4 is going to close bearish, but we know what the 4 can do. We could get another bearish 4, right? But if you look at the 4s, they all tend to come up and tap this level. So as long as we don't pull down first before flipping, then we're all good. Oh God, look at the price pushing up now. Oh. What we don't want to do is the new 4 open up, activate, and then flip. Are we going to get activated on this hour? Is this 4 going to flip here in 3 minutes? Not too sure. Not too sure. Wow, look at price now. This, we might even get activated on this one here, guys. This buy stop, which is the 4, which I don't really like. I wanted that to happen next, but if this 4 can flip, fantastic. There's only 3 minutes left of it, so it's unlikely it's going to flip and drive. But with the way price is, even if it closes bearish, might mean we need that top wick first before then coming back down. It would be really nice. I'm very close to activation. I am in. I've been activated for another entry on this. Get in. The stops are here. Just a bit cautious because the 4 is going to close now. And if the 4 needs that bottom wick first, it could really catch us out. So that is the downside to it. Oh. It's all on the new 4 now, right? If the new 4 can pop up, ideally we want this 4 to flip to the upside, right? We want it to flip. But when the new 4 opens up, we need the top wick first. That's it. Top wick first. Okay, let's see how we get on. See how we get. I will be going risk free and taking partial 3646. We've got second entries on this. Come on, the 4. We just need the new 4 to pop up, give us a top wick first. It could give us a bottom wick first, which could catch us out. But other than that, oh, look at that 15 close. Wow. Look at this 4. 4's going to close in 1 minute. Is the 4 going to flip and drive? What you could have done for less risk is put the buy stop above the 4. Okay, I was a bit wary where we could get activated and then tuck back down. But I do think if you look left, these 4s tend to tap these levels and we haven't tapped it yet. So it is a high probability that we need to tap that level. And no matter, but it's probably going to tap after the 4. So it's a case of the new 4. Is the new 4 going to open up, drive up first? Really don't know. We could get caught out with the bottom wick first. But I'm happy to put the trade on. See if we are going to drive up. I would get out of this. To be honest, it's probably just going to be a case of stop losses hit or it plays out. So I will be taking partial and move to risk free at 3646. Come on, the 4. Get up there. So new 4 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on. 4. 5. We ideally want, we don't want the bottom wick, the big steep bottom wick first, but we do want this. This is nice where price, bottom wick up, because if you think about the 2, look at the 2 now. The 2, where the 2 was closed, you would imagine you faked out bottom wick and then a flip to come up. So you want a bottom wick up for the 2 really. And I know the 4's closed bearish, but still we've spoke about the 4. The 4 tends to tap these levels. So it's a case of what's going to happen first. If you look at the 2, could we see the 2 give us a steep bottom wick to there? We could do. But I would imagine you probably need to tap this first before doing so. So let's see. This is the thing about these trades at the moment. It's difficult because we're all-time highs. That's why it's hard. All-time high. You have less probability. Imagine if 10 times out of 10 price closes above here and taps this zone 10 times out of 10. Imagine if that happens. Your probabilities are higher. But when you're all-time highs, it could be 2. It could have happened twice. Where it's only happened where price is closed above and then tapped that area, but it's only happened twice. So the probability is less, which is a bit of a pain in the backside. Flip. That too. So on this, guys, I'm risking $300. That's it. $300 on a 50k account. That's less than 1%. It's about 0.7%, something like that. And what you'll find with me with my streams as well, I'll be risking different each time, depending on the trade and how high probability is. The higher the probability, I risk full. Sometimes I can risk up to 2% on a trade. It really depends on the probability of that trade. Lately it's been like less than 1% because we're all-time highs, and it makes things a lot more difficult. But we're still in this first trade. We haven't been stopped out yet. We're currently up 90 pips. We've actually peaked 93 pips. It's really good. Okay, is this the pop we need? Can we break the high again? And if we're going to break this high, are we going to get a nice big pop up? Do you remember the 4s can actually come all the way up to here? 3655. And these are the 4 ranges here. This is the 4. This is where we get them wicks up onto the 4. What happens? 2 15-minute candles just absolutely flies up. I'm not saying we're going to get that. But what I am saying is we could potentially get that. As long as we don't get stopped on the pullback on the 4. Because if you think with the 4 as well, you probably do need a wick fill. And how far can this wick fill go? Well, at least 50%. So 50% around here. That's why my stops are there. So, but if we look left, I mean, these 4s actually come a bit lower. We're basically going off that we're going to get that top wick first. That's it. Because we've been down here. So I would imagine you probably need to come up before coming down. But we might be wrong. Might be wrong. I mean, if we put the 4 on, I'm gonna mark this, because the other thing you could have done is maybe start the stops above the 4 there, but you wouldn't have been activated now. So that's what I normally do, to be fair. But this is off the 2. So if you think about the 2, if the 2 close like this, you would probably think you need to break the high. So you'd wait for a bottom wick and then you'd have buy stops on off the 2. Yeah. What we can do, I'm probably just leaving this. I'll probably leave this with you guys because this might take a while to play out. But yeah, with the 2, you would wait for a bottom wick. Where would I want a bottom wick? I'd probably want a bottom wick down to this, but you wouldn't need much of a pullback because this whole move is a fake out, and you're probably thinking, well, it's pretty highly likely you're gonna have to break this high now. Even if you want to drive down, probably need the liquidity to break the high before coming down. But yes, you could have a bottom wick. Bottom wick to come back up. What time are we on? 10 o'clock. Yeah. So guys, I'm going to love yous and leave yous. I'm going to leave this with yous. This is going to be a case of either stop loss is hit or it's going to play out. Okay. So I'll keep you updated what's happening in the school community. Other than that, we're up 70. Well, actually, we've peaked 93 pips. Where did I close out at? I closed out of the hour, which was, where's the hour? So I closed out around about 70 pips. So I'm up 70 pips so far. That's okay. I've got another entry on. This might take a while to play out, that's all. But really, it's off the 4. So it could take a couple of hours if it wants. It's either going to be stop losses hit or it's going to play out. Simple as that. Okay. So I'm going to love yous and leave yous. Thanks for joining. If you're watching on TikTok, follow and start following us and get onto the YouTube and watch our charts as we trade. We're up about $300 so far this morning. Real money, which is nice. And if you're watching on YouTube, like, subscribe to the channel. Once we get to 100 subscribers, it's a new channel. I'm going to be doing a giveaway, which will be a good giveaway. Nothing shite. It'll be good. Okay. So other than that, guys, thanks for watching. I will see you next time. Toodaloo. These guys. Thanks, TikTok. Come on, I never works this button.